What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. Shout out to the Dragon Riders, shout out to the House of the Dragon. Here we are sitting at about $416 now. I can smell the disparity in the air. There's some people who are wondering if Bitcoin Cash is forlorn, forgotten upon, and it's just going to drop to zero and go to nothing. I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to do that. Personally, I'm expecting that what we do now is we find a higher low in this given consolidation phase. It's happening slower. I'll give it to you. It's happening slower than we expected it to. But we're going to break out here soon, and by the end of this move, this long-awaited move that we've been expecting the price to break out from, we will see prices excel to $1,300, $1,900, or somewhere in that range. That's my expectation. Now, if I'm wrong, my expectation would not be that I'm wrong to the downside. I don't think we stop below 1,300. I would think only if I'm wrong that we exceed it. Because again, referencing this for like the millionth time, I don't know if we fully understand what we're dealing with here, you guys. Right? This is more, it's any chart, any stock, any crypto that looks like this, it's bullish as hell. It's bullish as hell whenever you break out, right? It's absolutely bullish as hell because you broke out of a multi-cycle consolidation phase. One bull cycle, two bull cycles, your third bull cycle, and you finally broke out of it. It's your lifelong dream and you just accomplished it. It's going to be bullish as hell, okay? Any coin, any stock, that's the case. But for Bitcoin Cash, it's an exceptionally bigger deal. And this is what I mean when I say if I'm wrong, the only way I could see me being wrong is that it would be higher than what I'm expecting. Is because not only are we breaking out of this, but this will validate Bitcoin Cash to the crypto community, right? I've brought this up several times, but watch it happen. Watch it happen. It might not happen over day one. It might happen literally day one. We might be shocked. I don't know. And that's why I'm saying it could be crazy. We might be absolutely floored with how accepted, how talked about it is at that point, right? And it doesn't even have to be accepted, but just more looked at, more considered. Or perhaps the reason behind this pump, quote unquote, the reason, will be something that does validate it, something that does bring acceptance beyond just the price action itself. I don't know. I'm anticipating something big to happen, okay? It's very clear that we're going to break out from this range any given day, any given week now. Likely, probably, not by the end of this month, unfortunately. But next month, I think, is the month. We've interacted with it twice. It's taken a very long time in between these points and these points here. The fact that we're doing things differently here than we did at the other 2 points tells me that likely we will get different results, and I think that we will break to the upside, right? That's my assumption. You look at BCH on the RSI, we're bouncing off the 50 here. We're looking poised. We're looking right, man. It's looking really good. We've been in the overbought zone already. Last cycle, we got in there once. This cycle, we're going to get in there twice. That's bullish too. That leads me to believe that we will see a more bullish cycle than what we saw last time, and likely we will see prices that are above this this high, and not by the end of the cycle, but I genuinely think by the end of this move, if not somewhere around there by the end of February. If we take an overall high to an overall low of this pattern, of this lifelong existence, right? All-time high, all-time low. If we were to see new all-time highs this cycle, and I suspect we do, we haven't talked about it in a little while, but the minimum target would be 13K. All right, that's the minimum target. The next target would be 23K. And again, we don't know, guys. Things could get crazy. This 53K target, it could happen. I don't think it's going to. I'm not betting my money on that. I wouldn't bet against it though. And yes, it's late in the cycle. Yes, we're running out of time, but we can do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. And I mean this, and I think it's only going to seem obvious after the fact. But I think I genuinely mean this, guys. Actually, I'm gonna take away from the charts here. I think it's going to be. I don't know why I froze. Why the little screen froze there. I think it's going to be incredibly obvious in about a month, in about 2 months, to the world, not just to the BCH. It's going to be a shock of how obvious it's been all along, even to the BCH community, but to the world, of how Bitcoin Cash is literally a second chance at Bitcoin below $1,000, right? It's like a time portal The dots are going to start to connect, and it's all going to, I think, revolve around this breaking out of this price. Because again, this validates it. It's not this scam coin. It's not a coin that just quote unquote goes down, even though it's never just gone down. It's got higher lows too, right? It doesn't have lower lows cycle after cycle, but it has lower highs. It's gonna change the narrative. And you go to BCH, BTC on Coinbase too, sure. It also, to me, looks like it might be changing the narrative. We were looking for some kind of uptrend here. We were looking for higher lows and higher highs like this. I was looking for a channel, but it looks like what we're getting is an M pattern, kind of bottoming pattern. I think, is this, Mr. Hat, if you're watching this video, is this a harmonic? He's better with harmonics than I am, but I don't know if it's a bat. That's a deep, it might be a deep bat. There are deep bats are deep on this side though, not this. Would this be a shark? I don't know. It might not be a fib at all, but it's some kind of M, and we're at the point where you would expect to find support here, right around the 886. It's very, very common to do. And when we move up in the US dollar valuation, whenever we break out of the US dollar consolidation phase that we've been in our whole lives, when that happens, this thing will move up too. It will have higher lows. It will likely break above this high. And when you have higher lows and higher highs coming in together, that'll be the first time Bitcoin Cash has ever had an uptrend versus Bitcoin. And I think it's obvious right now, if you look at the chart, it's clearly rounding out its lows. Something's going on here. Look it up. Look up saucer. Look up frying pan pattern, right? Saucer pattern in the charts. A rounded bottom. Look that up. It's a very bullish long-term phase of accumulation. It's you know, that's kind of what happens, to shift into a new trend from the old trend from the downside. And wouldn't it make sense that that shift takes place at the same time that we're also breaking out? And I'm just saying, for Revolvent, it's the same words I've been saying this whole time, and I'm sorry if it's annoying, but I don't know what we're dealing with, right? Like, I'm saying 1,300 to 1,700, 1,900 is where we're going to be. But what if by the end of February, what if by the end of March, we're at 2,700? What if we're at new all-time highs already? Like this, things could get ridiculous. All it takes is a general consensus in the crypto space to connect the same dots that every single person who's in the Dragon Rider community has connected already. All it takes is that little moment, and this thing is on, you guys. It's on like nothing. So I'm patient. I'm looking at it here at $414, and I'm thinking, man, I might sell some of this coin and put it into this coin. You know what I mean? Like this, I want to sell the exciting coins and buy the boring coins. In fact, I would bet that the coin right now, if you're holding 5 coins, 10 coins, I would bet the coin that you are the least excited about, maybe the one that you're the least hopeful for and that you wish you didn't put money in. If you put money in that coin, I bet that coin performs the best on this next rally. I don't know if Bitcoin Cash is that coin for you. I'm just saying it's funny how that irony works. But you know, Bitcoin Cash, I'm sure beyond the Dragon Rider community, beyond the Bitcoin Cash community, in crypto, a lot of people probably aren't expecting a lot out of this to happen. But you're in very exciting times, very thrilling times, both on the USD pair, the BTC pair, both on this kind of breaking out of this consolidation, forming the uptrend on the BTC pair, and then also, of course, the ribbon, the monthly ribbon here, getting a bullish cross to the upside. Now we have 4 days and 19 hours left. And yes, we have a red month this month. We're down 4%. But guess what? Even if we get a red month this month, we still will have the cross. It will happen if we close the month here. If we close higher, and I anticipate we will close higher, then that cross will only be more pronounced. That is an extremely bullish signal. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're a trader and you see something like this, yes, the ribbons are a lagging signal, but a bullish monthly cross, it provides months, years, decades sometimes of bullish trends to the upside, right? I think we're at a very massive turning point on several different indicators all across the board, and they're all pointing to the same direction. They're all pointing to the same direction. And then when you sprinkle on the notion, the thought, the idea of it being accepted, it being looked at in the public crypto eye differently than it's been looked at its entire life, it just makes me curious. I'm very curious to see. And if it goes to where we expect it to go, cool. I'm happy. That's great. But if it goes higher, I have a feeling, and mark my words on this, guys. I'm confident on this. If it goes higher, we're not going to be shocked. We're actually going to be like, duh. That was obvious. That's what I'm thinking, right? I'm expecting this, but if it exceeds the expectations, I think to us, at least the Bitcoin Cash community, it's only going to seem obvious, right? It's going to make sense because, again, it's a time machine. You're buying Bitcoin at $415. We're talking about what should be a multi-million-dollar, multi-billion-dollar asset. Not in market cap valuation. I'm talking about in actual prices versus the dollar, right? Because the tokenomics, the economics behind this are the same as BTC itself, right? And if BTC is has the capabilities of being worth millions, I think BCH also does. I don't think BCH will flip BTC. That's where I stand apart from the BCH community, but I think it'll give it a run for its money, and I think people will connect the dots and start to see it. And what I think is going to happen is we're going to see Bitcoin Cash track Bitcoin's cycles, but it's going to be like one cycle behind. I'm and maybe not every single cycle, but maybe this cycle and maybe next cycle, something like that. Or maybe it'll be 2 cycles behind. I don't know. Maybe it's nothing like that at all, but it's still very bullish. At any rate, I'm anticipating that this turning point, this focal point of just intense bullish indications across the board will likely lead us to new all-time highs. And if we see new all-time highs, the minimum target based on the fibs would be 13K, 23K. That's our likely area. I'm anticipating 23K. Maximum potential is 53K. I don't think we're going to get there. But that's all I got for you guys. I hope you liked the video. Right? It's been a second since I've talked about Bitcoin Cash, but let's be real, it's been kind of boring, except as of the last couple of days, we've had a little bit of excitement, but to the downside. Nothing to be worried about. We could go even lower. Maybe we go to about 400 itself. Nice psychological level of resistance coming in line here with that support line. And then we'll bounce and we'll go higher, right? It's not the side that we're tipping like this that we're going to crash through. It's the side that we grind out that we're going to crash through. Most likely. That's my opinion. Anyways, guys, hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves.